All right. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hello, everyone. Good morning, guys. Hey, you passed phase one yesterday, right? Of your challenge. Are you in phase two already? What's up, Lewis? What's up, guys? Good morning. Good evening, then. Good evening. Nice. You doing phase two today, or was it only one step? This week you should pass phase two. Nice. Yeah, phase two is much shorter. Phase two is much shorter. The challenge I'm in is just a one phase. Um, Here, 1 second. Let me cut my screen. It actually logged me out of TradingView for some reason. Be right back. Okay. Okay, I'm back. I don't know why it logged me out of TradingView. I had to log back in really quick. I don't know why I did that. Let's pop this back out. Okay, this is kind of where we're hanging out. What we're waiting for. Basically, price created that high right there as that candle closed. So right now we're in between this range right here. This range is decently sized. It's about 16 pips. And then we've got some more sell side liquidity that has not been touched, which we can just quite frankly leave this on right now, but I'll just draw it on just for the sake of drawing it on. It's kind of the flip scenario of yesterday. Yesterday had a bunch of buy side liquidity, today's got a bunch of sell side. Hey, good morning, Pip Sniper. Right? I was talking with someone yesterday about how crazy it is. Um, it's nuts. It works really well. We're 4 for 4 this week. Um, let's see if we can't get 5 for 5. What's up, Gavin? I think it could go down. Like it swept right here, but that's like before our trading hours. Um, but I'm gonna wait for a new point to get swept within our trading hours in the New York kill zone. It potentially could, but it could also potentially just sweep and then go up higher. Because I'll show you what could happen right here. This point right here, this sell side liquidity, if this gets taken, right, especially on the 15 minute, and then we get our pattern on the 1 minute, price very well could go up because this would just be a false break, right? And then it would also, play into the overall bullish trend and this fair value gap right here. Now, I'm just kind of like trying to make sense of what's going on, but just because price breaks this point right here, same thing as the 1 minute, guys, that would just be a false break. So price is still going to be in an uptrend until it like makes, technically two breaks down. So if it sweeps the sell side liquidity and gives us a nice pattern to the buy side, That'll definitely be a good trade to take for today. This weekend I'll pull up some profits. Nice, Gavin. Yeah, I was looking back and I feel like if you put your stop, like let's say this is the pattern, like we just been putting a 15 pip take profit and stop loss. But if you put your stop loss just kind of like right at the lows here, like it looks like every single trade we've been in would be safe, and then you could just target like 1 to 2 or whatever. Um, so yeah, I mean that looks like the safest spot to put your stop loss is just below the pattern. Yeah, let us know how it's going. Let us know how it's going. Keep us posted. There's no news today, guys. I don't know if you checked. There's no news though. Which honestly, and now here's the thing. So news doesn't necessarily make the markets move all that much, right? It's liquidity. Once liquidity gets grabbed, volume can kick in and the markets can move. The news can tend through manual intervention to move the market into an area where it grabs liquidity and then it can start to move. But if you guys watched yesterday, we saw news come out at 8:15 for euro, 8:30 for US dollar, and then 8:45 for euro. There was a press conference. We didn't get in our trade for almost 2 hours after, and the markets were barely moving. And it was because the news wasn't going to move it. It just price hadn't grabbed any liquidity, so it didn't have enough strength to move. And so that's kind of the idea. So when it comes to a no news day, if you're grabbing liquidity, you're still going to get your volume because that as long as liquidity is being grabbed, the market has the power to move. It doesn't need to be a red folder news day. It just needs to grab liquidity. Make sure we're locked in with everything. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of wait now. This is something we're getting very good at doing, just waiting. Gavin, what firm are you going with? Hmm. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with E8 right now. If you win the trade today, you pass the challenge. Yeah, I do. I do. I wasn't gonna bring it up, but I wasn't gonna bring it up just yet. But yeah, we passed the challenge today. We're up 8.58% right now. I've been making about 2% a trade on the prop account. I'll show you guys the actual dashboard too. We've got time. Let's see. Where is it? Accounts overview. So look at this is my dashboard for the account. It's only a one step. I just need 10% and we're at 8.58 right now. So I've got everything else passing. Haven't hit the drawdowns. Minimum trading days just one. Everything checks out. So um, average loss 866, or I mean average win 866, average loss 218. We've only taken 9 trades though. So we're like 6 for 9 or something. Yeah, we're 6 for 9. And then this is the account right here. So hello. Hello, hello. Yeah, I'm familiar with futures. I've never traded futures. Haven't even tried. Haven't even done like a demo account. So it's getting bigger and bigger, and a lot of firms are um, implementing a futures firm alongside their CFD firm, like their Forex firm. So I don't know if you guys get into it and it's worth checking out. Let me know. Maybe it's something I do alongside everything else, like but as like a different system or a different like trading account. But I've never really done futures, but I've always wanted to and to trade indices like Nasdaq and stuff. I feel like that'd be crazy a day trade, but I've never done it. So two options that I can see happening. I can see the price just, sweeping this and then going higher or coming down and taking out a lot more of this liquidity. I don't think we'll come all the way down, but it could take out a lot of this and then go higher. Or if price wants to stay slightly bullish for right now, we're technically starting to chop up right here. And if we could just chop up like one more time, go a little bit higher, honestly, this would be like our safest move, with price just being, overbought. If we could get a nice reversal above this high right here, especially during these trading hours, and then price go lower, I think that would be the move. But we'll just kind of see what side price breaks out on. Okay. Yeah, so like the spreads, there's like no spreads and commissions on futures, right? Or like barely any. I know I heard it's like a lot better than CFDs. I might be wrong though. Good morning, Josh. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Yeah, so price is literally just gonna have to make its way to, one of these areas for us. We've got nothing, like no news coming out that's just gonna do it for us, so we're just gonna wait. Who knows though? Today, honestly, even with no news today could probably be a quicker trade than the past several days. Just because we're already in a tighter range. Oh wait, that actually worked. Hey, sure. No, I've only been messing around just with a 15 pip stop loss and a 15 pip take profit. Um, Ultimately though, like if you trade like this style and you want to put a tighter stop, like the best thing to do is after that, like after these breaks, right? Oh my gosh. After you get both your breaks, like the tight, you don't want to put your stop loss like too far. But if this makes sense, like if this, like if your stop loss can go like right at the high or low of that pattern without it being like greater than 15 pips, like I think that's the best place to put our stop loss. There's gonna be some days though, like NFP, where we just had a 15 pip stop, but if we had put it at the top of the pattern, it would have been like it would have been just like a 30 pip stop. So you don't want that. All right, this is where we're at right now. We're gonna see if it can't peek out on the buy side, fake everyone out that just tried to go short and then go short. That'd be a nice clean move. We'll see if it happens though. Honestly, that would be a beautiful setup right now if we can peek out on the buy side and then get the reversal pattern to go short. Make sure it didn't log us out again. Yeah, it didn't. Yeah, eventually I'll be able to. What I want to do is like just keep trading this system long enough to get like a good sample size. But I think after some time we're just gonna realize, hey, this is where we need to put our stop. This is where we need to put our take profit. But in the meantime, while I'm still learning and grasping a hold of these concepts, I've been trading like I said, euro for pretty much the majority of this year. Um, Euro, and the only other pair I kind of really traded heavily was Australian US dollar. I traded some other pairs, but it was mainly euro this year. And just day trading euro and going for just trying to get 15 pips has been like the sweet spot. I'm telling you, I don't know why. It just has been 10 pips. Sometimes you got a stop loss that's way too tight, and then 20 pips sometimes is way too much to get, depending on the day. But like that sweet spot on a daily basis is around 15 pips. So I mean, I wanna focus on just keep working this while it's working. But when it comes to actual stop and take profit placement, eventually we're going to get a little more professional with that. I'm going to work with my coach and he's going to help me to really be confident in those placements. But until now, my goal is just to capture 15 pips out of the market. And I think we found a good way to do that. Yeah, Matthew, I took E8 just because they've been around forever and they've got some good reviews. And I was just trying to do it with a firm that was bigger and that could work with people in the U.S. I literally just looked up firms that people could work with in the U.S. and they had been around longer. So I was like, I'm just gonna go with them. They're not my favorite when it comes to rules, honestly. They're really not. But I like was really just kind of going for the probably security and them paying me out since they've been around longer. But yeah, rules wise, they're not the best. They're pretty strict. No way. Nice 11R trade. That would have been a good Friday. Guys, what's your highest risk reward trade you've ever hit? And when I tell you mine, I don't think you'll believe me, but it was like 28. My highest risk reward trade was 28R. I don't know, like it was insane. I had a 4 pip stop. Oh, I'm in Florida. I'm in Florida, in Southwest Florida, in Bonita. I was in Naples, but just moved to Bonita recently. So if this candle gives a higher low, we will have a new area of interest, but we're not going to draw it on yet. And I keep saying these things. It might sound like I'm just, vomiting them sometimes, but I want to keep saying these things and just being as detailed as possible to help you guys understand like why I've got everything drawn on, when I'm going to draw something on, and all of that. 23.5? Yeah, that's crazy. I know this guy that has the smallest stop loss ever. He gets 60R. That's nuts. Yeah, when it comes to like risk to reward like that, sometimes you have to weigh, do you want to win more or do you want to win bigger more? And it's like I would rather hit 1 to 1s but hit 8 or 9 out of 10 times than like, you know, 1 to 2s and hit, maybe 5 or 6 out of 10 times. It's all personal preference, I think. But I used to play around with tight stops and just putting my stop loss behind one candle and then just letting price, run and trail my stop and trying to get this high restored. And honestly, it's a good system. It's playing defense. Honestly, it's something we could do with this system that we trade now. I feel like we might get choked out sometimes, but um, yeah, I mean, it's a good way to preserve capital because you rarely lose big amounts. Oh, he didn't know and got lucky. Yeah, a good way to get that high risk to reward as NFP or a day where CPI just takes off. It's full port. Hey, I will do that. I will do that. People don't realize, but I'm a big news trading advocate. I have no problem trading news. I think if you got to do the math. Look, so you guys are gonna think this is funny. You have to do the math. So if price is doing this, right? And right before the news, and we get in and we put our stop loss right below here, right? And let's say, we just let it run. Like, think about it. We're really putting like a 10-hour trade on. Guess what happens? If you get slipped, you might get slipped like down to here. So it means your stop really gets taken out down here. And it's like, okay, well, you got slipped, that much, and now your 10-hour trade you were going for is actually a 4-hour. You still have a positive RR even with slippage. That's the thing people don't realize about news trading. They get so scared of it and they're like, yeah, but you could get slipped, and but it's like if you take slippage into consideration before you get in the trade and say I'm going to put a 5 pip stop on, let's say worst case scenario I get slipped another 5 pips, just take it as you have the potential to lose 10 pips and then change your lot size accordingly. And then even if you lose 10 pips and get slipped, whatever, but you had the chance to, let's say price went the other way and you would have made 50 pips, it's still a 1 to 5 risk to reward trade. So, I mean, like a lot of the things people say online are kind of nonsense. Like when it comes to news trading, it's, it can be profitable. There's seasons where you can hit crazy risk to reward news trading. I've, you know, honestly, out of all of my news trades, if you took just my news trades alone, over the course of the last 3 years, I'm significantly profitable on news trades. Significantly profitable. Um, but it was because I would just get in right before the news, put a tight stop, and then let it go the other way. But the thing is, the rest of the day, all my other trading, it would take away all the profits. There's live streams on this YouTube channel way back of me hitting crazy, crazy news trades. Good morning, everyone. No, I'm not. So yeah, I'm not doing news trading anymore. But this was just in the past. So I was just playing around when you said let's full port CPI. Honestly, I would do it like if I was trying to withdraw, if I withdrew all my profits on the prop account except like $100 or something, I would do it on the prop accounts or on the funded account and just try to get like a little bit, like you leave a little bit of profits left so you don't breach it, and then you just full port on CPI. That's like the only instance I would do that right now. After I already withdrew all the other profits. So yeah, do it on gold. CPI on gold. Yeah, definitely not NFP. But if you catch a good CPI trade on gold, you just take that last $100 in the prop account, the funded account, and just punt. Yeah, one risk to reward is the most sustainable for me. I do the best with 1R. And it's because, I mean, it really was this trading quote. It said you can, like, he said profitable trading, and I say this all the time. I have it written right in front of me. It says profitable trading is nothing more than risking $1 to make $1 and winning 6 out of 10 times. That's trading summed up and summarized in one sentence. Profitable trading is nothing more than risking $1 to make $1 and winning 6 out of 10 times. It's the formula for profitable trading. It's simply the formula. And so all you have to do is get an edge where you can win at least 6 out of 10 times. Really, if you want to simplify it further, I always say this: look at it on a weekly basis. Trading summed up is you've got 5 days a week, you just take one trade a day, and you have to win at least 3 out of 5. That's what profitable trading is. Now it could be, I mean, if you have higher risk to reward, you might only need to win 2 out of 5 or whatever, but then it comes to the point where when you trade high risk to reward, there's a lot more psychological implications, right? Because if we're trading high risk to reward, let's just say 1 to 2s, right? And I'm going to give you a scenario right here, right? So let's say, these trades for the week, you're trying to, win at least 2 out of 5. This is the first 3 days of the week. If you have days where price goes 1R and then takes you out, and then the next day goes 1R and takes you out, I don't know why it started down here. It started in drawdown. Usually does with spread. And then price goes, 1.5R and then takes you out. Like, this is the type of stuff that is going to throw you off your game, and you're ultimately going to just beat yourself up. When you could have just been up 3R, now you're down 3R. And it's not, you're just down 3R. You're not only down 3R, but you were floating equity plus 3R the whole time. And so you're actually 6R from where you could be. And now it's going to take at least, if you're trading 2R, you got to win 3 times to even get to where you could have been in those 3 trades. And so that's like, when it comes to 1R, you simply have got, you simply have a coin flip, right? You simply have a coin flip. It's either going one way or the other. You've got, give or take, it's a little less than because of spreads and commissions, but about a 50% probability of winning off the bat. It's probably somewhere around 45% chance of winning. And all you have to do is get that like 40-ish to 45% chance of winning up to 51%. And if you have an edge that can get it up to at least 51%, you're making money. Now the goal is to have it way above 50%, like 80%, because now then you're making insane amounts of money and compounding at a rapid rate. And especially if you're winning that much, your confidence is just going to snowball, and you're going to get a lot of momentum. A lot of momentum. So 1R, it's a benefit because you're not going to feel like you need to manage the trade, right? Because why would you take your trade before you even got the same amount that you're risking? So it's super hands-free. You feel confident to let it ride. And then also, you're going to win more often just by simple numbers, like simple probabilities with 1R, you're going to win more often. And with that being said, you win more often, and you're able to it helps your confidence to keep going, right? You want to keep placing those trades when you're winning them. But if you swing for the fences, if you try to hit home runs, and then you get a little bit, like let's say it goes 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 trades in a row, but still turns around, it's going to ruin your psychology. It's going to ruin your psychology. Yeah, and I was talking with my dad, and we were like talking about the concept of trading psychology, and I was just telling him, like, people think that they blow up a trading account because of their trading psychology, but if you look at every time you've blown up a trading account, it hasn't been during a winning streak, and if it has, it had to have been some external factor. But when you blow up a trading account, it's typically a price is moving some, it's just dropping a little lower. It's typically because you had just for 1, 2, 3 weeks straight taken little loss after little loss. You've been following your trading rules, you've been doing everything right, and you're still losing. And so that's when trading psychology goes out the window, when everything seems to be going right, but you're still losing money. And that's what I believe is the real problem with psychology. It's not that people have, problems on how to think about the market and all that. The real problem is that they're not winning trades. They don't have a profitable edge. And if you have a profitable edge and you're winning trades, I guarantee your psychology is going to be perfect. You're not going to overtrade. You're going to show up and you're going to do what's, get providing your results. And so that's how I look at it. People put an overemphasis on your psychology when the truth is, if you don't have a profitable edge, psychology doesn't matter, right? I spent 4 months not breaking my trading rules in year 2 and didn't make a single dollar, only lost money. Now, I was investing in, my ability to stick to trading rules, but I found out really quick that it doesn't matter if I stick to my trading rules or if my psychology is perfect. If I don't have an edge that's actually going to make me money, it doesn't matter. You're not sticking to something that's effective. And so your psychology gets better on its own when you have an effective strategy, right? So that's my little 2 cents on it from my experience. Is it's more about that than it is about trying to, like, the way you make money from trading is by good trading. Me and my dad talked about this. We were like, the market's not, there's no box, when I click buy or sell, that asks me if my psychology is good today. Market doesn't care. The market is going to go up or down, and you're only going to get money through not a good mindset, but through a good trade, right? Through a good edge, through an edge that actually holds weight in the trading world. So that's my rant while we wait for our trade. Price swept, sell side. And we're going to wait to see. This is the false break on the 15-minute, right? So unless it gives a true break, on that higher time frame, we're actually looking for buys still. Price is still bullish. So we're going with momentum today. You can see price has been extremely bullish in general. And if price wants to buy back up, it would be a beautiful setup if we get our pattern within here. So we're going to wait, draw everything on. Yeah, exactly, Gavin. Yeah, for sure. Sure, yeah. If you can manage your trade like that, that's perfect because now you're locking in profits, you're removing risk. So I guess a better thing to say is if you're gonna set and forget your trade, in my opinion, 1-to-1 RR is the best way to go. Now, if you have a way to confidently manage your trade, of course go for higher risk to reward. Of course do that. 100%. As long as you can remove risk and not let a 1 hour trade turn into a negative 1 hour trade when you're trying to go for like 2 hour, then I mean that's perfect. There's managing a trade can be so discretionary that I've had difficulty doing it. Let's lock in a little bit though really quick. Just want to make sure looks like price has just been falling. It came here. Price looks like it's already giving us a false break. You can see that formation down in here. If you aren't following the candles themselves, this false break probably wouldn't have been visible to people. People probably don't realize that this is a false break already because of the way these candles are flipping in here. What the heck? So I think this is going to be a good buy setup, guys. I really do, just because a lot of people probably want to sell right now. We just need that second break. So Lewis, I'm going to be buying if we get the true break. I'll be buying. I just want to make sure I'm logged into my IG account because it logged me out like twice this morning. Logged me out twice. So look at right now, guys. I'm going to show you the candles. We're starting to flip bullish, but this is only a false break. We need 2 of these breaks. There's a trap right now, right here. Meaning stop losses could get taken if we don't get the true break, right? This is not a protected area. Right now, this is an area of vulnerability, I guess I would call it. It's a trap, right? So unless price starts to fully flip, this trap doesn't actually become a safe place. That it becomes what it's called, a trap, right? For stop losses to get taken. This is why we wait for the true break. Let's see. Honestly, I'll keep it drawn on. There's stop losses right here right now. You see why it's a trap? Look at that false break. Had people put their stop losses right in here, and now it took them, right? But this is a good thing for us because when we see this, we know that, okay, the market could potentially be setting up for a trade because now it's obvious that they just tried to fake people out and just took stops. Now we could actually be getting a real turn shortly after because of this, right? This was clearly to get people stops, this false break right here. Now we've got price breaking down lower, and now we just sit on our hands and we wait for the pattern to show itself again until we get another false break and then followed by a true break. But that false break, it got negated. We would have gotten that trade, we would have lost 100%. So you look at, guys, price is dragging lower. That's why we didn't get in. What time is it? Let me go to the 15-minute. We've only been on the charts for about 40 minutes now. Price is just printing lower right now, but yeah, if we get the flip, I like this trade. I like this setup a lot. And just make sure. Let's see if there's any. See, yeah, there's not even any more liquidity until deeper, so maybe price goes all the way. But I think there's a good chance we could get a flip before then, because the price is rebalancing right now. The market's become efficient again already. Maybe not. Maybe it needs to come to here to regain efficiency. Once it comes to like here, the market's probably efficient again. We're seeing some clean price action for a Friday. If you guys are watching the stream right now, and if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel or follow me on X, go ahead and do that while we wait for the setup. I want to get you guys plugged in so that way you guys can keep coming back to the live stream. We're on a 5-day win streak right now. We're going to try to keep it going. But this is probably the longest streak I've been on in a while. I had a 5-day win streak with in that one run that we did on the last account. But it was I was trading a negative risk reward. I was going for a 10 pip take profit and a 20 pip stop loss. So this is now just 15 pip take profit and 15 pip stop, and we're on a five trade streak. But yeah, because the 15-minute didn't give what's it called? The 15 minutes only false break as of right now. Those are the same highs, so that still counts. I'll just leave it there for right now. Technically it's a equal candle though. So look at guys, as the trade sets up for us, what's happening is before they give any false break and true break, they're going to try to get people to start buying, and they're going to take people out and gather stops, gather liquidity until they have what they need to make their move. So this is, these highs are equal, so I'm just going to drag that over. I'll leave that there. Just going to try to make the chat bigger. Make sure we're logged into all of our accounts. It's the last thing you need, guys. Even 3 years in, 3.5 years in, I'm telling you guys, make sure you're logged into your accounts when you're trading. In the last year, it's happened at least twice where I haven't been logged in. And I mean, that's not a lot for a whole year of trading, but I'll tell you what, it's one of the most frustrating and embarrassing things you could do. Is try to enter a trade when you're not even logged into your account. So I'm like constantly checking. Those are the tiny mistakes that we shouldn't be making, right? We should be pretty conscientious of, you know, if we're logged in our account and stuff like that. For whatever reason, sometimes TradingView will log you out, sometimes Match will log you out. The only one that never did was MetaTrader. All right, we have a real high right here that if broken is going to be a false break. But we don't just want it to be broken, we want ultimately a close above it. Oh no, I get logged in really quick and then I take the trade. But sometimes it is a pip or two late. But I mean, if price took off though from my entry, I'm not going to take it. But if price, you know, is still kind of close, I'll take the trade. We're in a false break right now, meaning that there's another trap below here, and this is not a safe place to put your stop until it gives a true break as well. So that's like where stops are right now. But if you look at what price is doing, price is still in a downtrend right now. Still in a downtrend. And this is why we wait until price flips. Even though this broke, we need a second break. Okay, this is really what it looks like, right? It looks like this. We're still in a downtrend, and we've only got just one false break to the upside within that downtrend. Yeah, Anthony. Oh, I know that. I know how that goes, especially on MetaTrader. I don't have that problem on like TradingView, but I would do it on MetaTrader, all the time at first. I think we'll get the flip here. I think price will give us our pattern. Um, with that being said, you still want to wait, but just based on the way the chart's looking and stuff, I think we'll get our flip. We just, of course, want to wait, want to be sure. Nothing worse than like getting in too early, taking you out, and then it doing exactly what you said it was gonna do. Nothing worse than that in trading. All right, price is just continuing to go higher. We need another pullback and another break higher. So we're not interested in anything right now. We might start getting our pullback. We just need price to continue respecting where we're at now and then break higher. But like we just talked about, we'll draw it on. This is technically a trap right here. Stop losses are potentially below there. And could be taking people out. It could be taking people out. This is the second false break. Let's see if it gets disrespected. That's where we're at right now. I don't think price closed below here. No, it didn't. Oh yeah, if we get a break above here right now, we're 100%. Yeah, that's 100% the trade we want. If we get a true break now above here. Price grabbed liquidity there, but didn't close below. Some volume's kicking in. Price has now flipped back up. You guys can see too, I just noticed this right now, but we're playing at 1.05 exactly right now. If we get a break above here, for sure that's going to be the trade we want. We're at a quarter level right now. Candles are going higher, that's good to see. Yeah, I'm glad, honestly glad we're trading only like one pair trying to do this. I feel like it'd be difficult trying to trade a few pairs at the same time, especially when you're on the 1 minute as well. I just feel like that'd be kind of hard. All right, this candle's going a little bit lower now. If it breaks above here again, it's gonna be like a whole new false break. Just to show you guys what we're actually looking at is this right here. Price is going back up. You mean like it reacting off of here? No, I wouldn't say it's. I mean, that's another pattern too. Honestly, if you're trading like something like this is the pattern. Like oftentimes, price can actually, if it's reversing too, it can come under. It can retest that initial break and then go lower. Um, and that's kind of the pattern we see here. It doesn't have to go lower, but it can react that way off of a false break. So like let's say this is the false break, and then instead of giving us the true break and coming higher, it can't come higher and reacts off of the false break like that. Yeah, 100%. That's kind of what we saw right there. These candles are just flipping back and forth. So it's either about to it's either building up liquidity to drive lower, or it's just shifting direction, like meaning like the sellers are handing off to the buyers, and then we're looking for the pattern. But right now it's kind of a lot of noise. But we've got 9:30 coming out, which is the New York Stock Exchange Open, so we can hopefully see something kick up here shortly. How are these candles? It's equal low, so we're just gonna drag it over. There's definitely stops pent up down here, so maybe that's what it's gonna do, is go down and sweep. We already swept once, it could sweep twice before flipping higher. Yeah. This is why we don't trade false breaks. Now this stuff's all negated. Now we just keep waiting. We wait for it to happen. But now look at that, 2 different times. Price took stops right here. Price took stops right here. Now if we get the pattern, it's like now that you can see the market setting up for the trade. You can see the market setting up for the trade. We drag price lower. Now if we get the pattern, we really have everything we need, because we swept this right here, this line, sell side liquidity. 15-minute has not given a true break, it's just given a false break, and it's drove a little bit deeper. If we get the pattern down here now, I don't see why we don't get a nice easy 15 pip moves to the upside. I mean, the market's literally setting up for it, and once it presents itself to us, it's gonna be like it just seems like it's gonna go with ease. Like we're as we've been doing this entire week, it's like we're watching the market set up for a trade, right? We just watched two different times where everyone was starting to buy, everyone's starting to buy, and they're just collecting stop losses, and that's how the market sets up for a trade, and that's why a lot of our trades don't go in drawdown when we trade like this, because they've already done all the drawdown and stuff to get people out, and then it's finally ready to move. So. Um, right here, we're going to zoom in a little bit. You could see this candle started to flip now. The high of that candle and that candle is equal, so it looks like these candles are going to press a little higher. I'm always, if you guys look at the top here, the open, high, low, close, I'm always looking at that. That stuff's super important. A lot of people probably don't use it, but I'm always looking at these numbers. It's because we're like, if we're trading, like a lot of people don't look at the open, high, low, close, but that's what a Japanese candle is, right? And so we have to be reading those in order to know how we're drawing on our market structure. If it's equal, I'm gonna keep it going higher, right? I'm gonna keep it going higher just like that. Long liquidity swept structure broke. Big SMT. Divergence checks boxes. Yeah, Adobe, nice, nice. Yeah. So I mean, it seems like it's going short too on my end until it gives us our pattern of reversal. Once we get that true break, though, price is gonna go up if we get that true break. Um, Now price has all this sell side liquidity down here. So I mean, it could still be reaching for all of that, but if we're wanting to maintain the upward trend and the upward momentum, um, I mean, it's a clear false break right here. The sell side liquidity that we took on the 15 minute, clear false break, and now price is just dropping lower. It hasn't given us a true break, so I don't know. Like on NFP and CPI, it gave us a true break, and price just swept lower. But we haven't really seen that. We've had the appearance of a change of character, but it's really not it's not valid yet. What's the highs? Highs continue going. But and honestly, if you're short in the meantime, you're making money right now. You're making money right now. Where you're looking for a New York Open where price would want to go to the first before reversing. Are you talking like New York Currency Open? So like that would be over here, up higher. All right. Look at people probably even put their stops below here too, thinking like it was just gonna reverse after taking those lows. Now on the 15 minute, we're actually aiming for some demand. Now, I don't trade supply and demand, but I do know it does work sometimes. Supply and demand 100% works sometimes. So we're just going to be late to the party, or it's going to seem like we're late if price starts to move because we want that false break and true break. But if it, my opinion is if it's tapping into demand right here, it could drive a little bit lower and take people's stop losses out, like maybe right below that demand box, maybe right below this one, or even below this entire range, and then it could just take off up. But really, it's going to be based on when we see that pattern. Price has been collecting sell side, on the 1 minute significantly. It collected it on the 15 minute, and now it's got even more sitting down here on the 15 minute. Oh, that would be This would be like 7:30 a.m. So that's probably like a half hour before the currency in New York open at 8 a.m. I've seen stuff like that and I've tried to look into it. I was never able to build out an effective strategy around it though, because some days it worked, some days it didn't. And honestly, it wasn't unprofitable looking at like backtesting stuff like that old, but it was pretty break even. Like you win like maybe 8 months out of the year, lose 4 months out of the year. It wasn't good, like it wasn't good enough to build a strategy around, but it's something to keep in mind. It's stuff to pay attention to. 100%. We've been trading for an hour. We got one more hour left in our trading hours. We're gonna see if the setup can't form within this next hour. It's 9:30 now. Yeah, just taking note of those things. It's always taking mental note too. Um, is super helpful just to observe these things. Dang. Oh man. Oh yeah, I saw that. I saw pictures of it. I wonder if those guys know about the false break, true break. We could probably outperform them big time over the next year. We honestly probably could. Trump break. Yes. The Trump break strategy. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're probably honestly almost tapping into that price too you mentioned. That's probably where price is going, right? We're about 2, 3 pips away from it anyway. So we very well, and that just lines up with some demand right now too. We very well could get a flip from there, but I think it could be a smart money trap too. Stop losses below like that demand, take them, and then that's going to be what it needs. Like especially right here, this line. Let's go to 15 minute really quick, because I got to keep drawing this on candle to candle, low, low. Just make sure we're tracking, right? Just make sure we're tracking. You see, everyone's trying to catch a falling knife right now, but we're just gonna pick up the falling knife as soon as it crashes on the floor. So that's all we're waiting for. As soon as it hits the floor, we'll pick it up. Make sure we're still logged into Match Trader. We're good. We are good. Alright, we're about to take some more sell side liquidity, which is also going to be the low of this 15-minute demand. So stop losses just got taken for people trying to buy that demand. I mean, it could be a little bit lower too. Like this first box right here got taken out. Yeah, we could see the flip. I'm gonna stay on the 1 minute for the time being, just to stay locked in. But you guys get the concept. It's going even lower. So here we already matched the low. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Josh. Nice, Dovey. Yeah, it's been super clean. It's been super clean. I'm happy to hear you're coming out on top for the week. That's a perfect way to go into the weekend. Now you just stay off the charts. If you're gonna backtest ever, in my opinion, do it during the week. I think the weekends are super important to reset and take a 2 day break from the charts. But yeah, I mean, just journal about it, Dovey. And get locked in because we're gonna be back next week. We're gonna be back next week too. Um, these lows are consistent, so we're gonna keep locked in right here. I have, yeah. I've had it was when I went negative risk to reward with a 10 pip take profit and a 20 pip stop. I won every trade that week, and then this week too. We're about to. We're about to. No, I mean, I don't want to speak too early, but I think confidence is a good thing. I think confidence can be confused sometimes with like arrogance, and as long as like there's a good healthy confidence, right? We want to be confident in our trading, confident in our system. As long as we're not going around like everyone else sucks, we're doing better than everyone. Like that's when it just turns into something it shouldn't. But I mean, we can say our strategy's hitting. We've put a lot of hard work into learning how to trade. And I'm confident in the the momentum that we're going to carry into 2025. I really am, and I think it's a good thing to be that way. Like I think that's where we're supposed to be with everything. No, no, I'm still gonna risk 2%. So we're four for four this week. Um, we're up like I don't even know how much. We're up 8.58 total on the prop account. Um, But we're profitable no matter what this week. But yeah, I'm risking 2%. I'm gonna stay consistent with that. Yeah, I honestly, I think live testing is more important. I think if you just get in the markets and you just trade the live market, you're gonna get better that way. I don't think back testing makes you better. It's like two completely different things. But the biggest thing about back testing is I can't tell you how many strategies I've back tested and they work perfectly in a back test, and then I try them live and they don't work anymore. Mainly probably because the stuff was partially discretionary. But it's like unless it's super mechanical back testing, it's not gonna help because when you try some of the strategies you back test in a live market, you'll find out quick that they don't work the way you thought they did. So I'm all about live testing, and when I mean live testing, the best thing to do I think is just come up with a plan on Sunday, execute Monday through Friday. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, tweak the whole thing or just tweak a piece of it. But yeah, live testing is 100 million times more important than back testing because you can back test a strategy for 2 years and then it just stopped working. Um, it's the craziest thing. It's happened to me so many times. It's like I always give this comparison. It's like playing Call of Duty, right? We can watch videos, we can play, in the practice mode. We can, you know, like go on YouTube, look up anything. At the end of the day, though, the only way you're getting better at Call of Duty is playing Call of Duty. So the same thing with trading, right? Because even when you backtest too, like you executing on a backtest is not the same as executing on a live market too, mainly because of a few different things, spreads, commissions, but also backtest doesn't take in any consideration of your patience to actually wait for that setup to come, and then the emotional capacity that you have to execute and your confidence in that trade. Backtesting can give you some data, but the truth is, unless your backtest takes into consideration that the market's always changing, it's not going to be that valuable because I've tried to, find things where it's like I do the same thing at the same time every day. And it's like that might work honestly in the market for 4 months. And then you might happen to start trying in a live market and then that month that you try it, it just doesn't work because the market shifted and you have to shift with it. So if you're back testing a strategy that it actually is based strictly on what's on the chart for that day, um, then it could be beneficial. But if you're trying to force the market into a certain condition or force the market into your system, it's just not going to work. It's just not. I've tried it. Yeah, yeah, I get that, Gavin. Back testing, you just do it when you're bored sometimes. I would back test for, sometimes 8, 10 hours in a day, just because I was trying to perfect my craft. All right, so we finally got something that is giving us some type of interest right here. We've got a potential false break. Um, these candles have just been slowly going. Let me make sure those are equal highs. Yeah. Look at you could see on the 15-minute down here. Anyone who put their stops below that demand box got taken out. There's also, I mean, let's see if it's like this on the open and this is a vortex right here, a liquidity void. Um, the open and the low of this candle right here. Price had to come back and rebalance that. That's another reason we could potentially get price going up higher soon, because that was a liquidity void on this candle right here. This massive push up, price opened and and the low is at the same exact price, so that did have to get filled. I mean, nothing has to happen, but it had to happen. If you know what I mean. Like it didn't have to happen, but it had to happen, and so that had to get filled. And now this demand got destroyed. Smart money trap taking stops, and now we're popping back above into the demand box. We very well could get the flip right here. Um, if we're gonna get it today, we're gonna get it somewhere in this area, in my opinion. But as for right now, guys, like look at this, look at these candles. This is how we know. Ever since up here, people probably started trying to buy, but if you look at the actual candles, we're just in a downtrend. That is what the candles are printing as. Let me delete this false break. Yeah, 100%. It's all, listen, anything you can lose, and this is something that helped me, anything that you lose is all investments in this journey, right? The fact that there's people out there right now as we talk making, $300,000 in a 20-minute trade is insane. Like any amount of money you could lose is nothing compared to what you'll make on the other side of this. 100%. And that's what will keep you going. Because if like we lose a prop account or if we lose a cash account, it's like, dang, I can't take this anymore. And I'm not saying that's where you're at. It made me think of all the times where I've blown up so many prop accounts and cash accounts, and it's like, you know, I would have a $4,000 account and lose like $1,000, 1,500 in one day, and it was like, man, like that would hurt. It would be like 25% of what I would have, and everything would be into trading, and I'd be like, man, I'm losing the little I have. But I was like, you know what? If I lose the little I have, nothing changes. But if I turn it into something bigger, everything's gonna change, right? And so that's kind of how I've been looking at it. It's like if you don't risk what you have, you can't get to that next place. And granted, there's a smart way to do it. I don't go and risk my rent money or my bill money, right? Like you don't risk at all, because then it really could change the way things are. But I was like the amount, like you have to decide what you're willing to lose and what you can lose that makes sense with your bills and everything in your life. And then you really have to put that up at risk. If there's 30% of everything you have that's just sitting there, and you can take that to invest in challenges or whatever, you need to realize that if you risk it and lose it, and you can afford to lose it, nothing changes. But if you risk it and it turns into something much bigger, think about the return on that, right? You're risking a little to potentially have a full-time income, day trading. Like, even if it takes 10 years, think about how much worth it would be. Like, when I started to look at things that way, it really helped, because I've been trading 3.5 years, and I was like, I don't care if it takes 5 years, I don't care if it takes 10 years. Like, I'm gonna keep going because this is what I want to do for work. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. I mean, you just get the skill set and then you scale it. And once you can get the skill set, scaling it's gonna happen fast. And I really believe 2025 is the year where we're going to scale. I 100% believe that. I believe 2024 we really developed the skill set. We got locked in. We know exactly what we're doing. And now it's just we're gonna try to add zero after zero after zero after zero to our accounts. That's all we're gonna try to do. No, it's not my full-time income, but the cool thing is it actually could be right now. So the last 4 months, I've made just as much, or the last, yeah, 4 months of this year, I've made, first I made back everything I lost, and then I made profits that are equivalent to more than a full-time income the last 4 months. So it's not my full-time income, but it was pretty like cool for me to be like, this could be my full-time income right now if I wanted to. Like I could trade full-time right now if I wanted to, and still pay the bills and everything like that. All right, guys, we've got potential setup forming. True break potential right here. If price breaks above here, we'll be going long. But I was talking about it on the stream yesterday. Even if you can trade full time, I think that the goal. So a lot of people's goal is to trade full time, but that looks different for me than it does for other people. My goal is to always be able to trade full time, meaning if, there wasn't work here or work there, I would be able to just trade and, I'm gonna be good, right? That's the goal. I think if we try to trade full time, but then we're not involved in other work or other projects, like I think it's necessary for us as humans to be involved in projects where we feel we have purpose and all this and that. Like ultimately, I said it on the stream yesterday too. It's like we're on, the live stream for an hour, 2 hours. This is where a lot of my purpose comes from, being with you guys and, especially getting to pray with you guys at the end. But um, ultimately, there's still 24 hours in a day, and sometimes we do this for 2 hours, and maybe the most it takes me to do everything is like 3 hours in the day, or 2.5. And so I gotta fill my time, and so like the goal is to just be able to trade full time. um, but then now you can like really do your other projects and your work in a way that you weren't able to do it before, because maybe were more focused on where the money was going to come from and whatnot. Now you can just kind of do it because you want to, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard if you can have a year of bills saved up, then it's safe to go full time trade to trade full time. That's what I heard. Man, it's making us wait today. This is our third false break that we haven't seen price push back up through. So we got 40 minutes in our trading hours left. See if we can't see it happen before our eyes before then. I think it could happen in this pattern right here. This pattern's like pretty clean. It's pretty obvious. If we could see the volume start to kick in, we're gonna have a beautiful trade today. I mean, yeah, this is gonna be a great trade if it can break this high right here. It might be going to take stops. Stops would be right in here right now. That would be the trap. False break and then price going to the stops. But I mean, there's probably stops right below here too that just got taken. So if price does want to make the move up right now, it would be a good clean little volume push here. We'll see though. Because now technically it's like false breaking to the downside. Probably false breaking right now for sure. Yeah, so on the 15 minute, we're basically looking for sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity to be swept, and then we're looking to reverse price. We're looking for a very specific pattern to reverse price. So when sell side gets swept, you want to buy because now you have the liquidity to buy, and when buy side gets swept, you want to sell. So it's kind of the opposite. But you don't want to just like, of course, price is just dropping further and further. We have no confirmation though, or no accurate entry to get into this market. That's why we're not even buying yet. Price is just going lower, 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 collecting liquidity. We'll see if it does reverse. If it doesn't reverse, we just don't take it. Um, and then we come back Monday. But yeah, so unless price actually switches bullish, we're not buying. which I don't know if it makes sense what I'm doing or trying to explain. But yeah, basically we're in sell side liquidity right now. This is the second sell side we've taken today. We took one way up here, and now we're taking one down here, which is pretty much some demand, but really we're not seeing the demand. We're seeing the sell side, and just kind of looking for price to reverse off of this area now. Yeah, so I mean it's definitely bearish right now. We're waiting for it to stop being bearish. That's the idea behind buying. Right, because we're not sweeping any buy side liquidity, so there's no reason for us to like the only reason to sell would have been like up here on that sweep, but that happened before our kill zone, and we're super strict on trading within our trading hours, because it's what works. The kill zone is, we want it to be swept in this 2 hour window. It's about to be 10 a.m., so we could honestly see price reverse. 10 a.m. is no, around 10 a.m. is usually a good time to see price reverse, because the first half hour New York Stock Exchange open, liquidity gets grabbed. You can see that's what's been happening here. They've just been gathering stop losses for the people that want to buy, going into the sell side liquidity, taking out people that were in that 15-minute demand zone. And now 10 a.m. could potentially lead to that reversal. Potentially. The first half hour, people are scrambling to get their orders in. Did this get taken? Yeah. So we're looking to reset the entire false break, true break. Yeah, exactly. 100% Dobie. Yeah. And the only things that we've got going on are time. These are our confluences: time, liquidity, and then the false break leading into a true break, our entry pattern. So we've only got 3 confluences. And those other things are just kind of, kind of just on there, like just observing as we look for our 3 things. But yeah, I 100% agree with that. That those, you could get easily distracted by trying to, if you don't know what you're looking for, you're going to see anything. You're just going to see anything that comes up and fakes us out. Make sure we're logged in all of our accounts. I don't think it's as big of a deal on TradingView, but sometimes MatchTrader logs me out. We're really sitting in the waiting room today. Big time. Big time sitting in the waiting room. This is the stuff they don't teach you in school. Right here. They don't teach you about the false break, true break in school. Imagine if they would actually like integrate integrate stuff like that into the school system. And we had been learning how to day trade since elementary school, and then we just come out and be able to be effective in the economy. That'd be cool. Yep, it sure does. It sure does. You know, they sure do. I'm not even gonna get started. We need to get this trade off. All right, so we've taken another area where stop losses could be. If we look at the 15-minute, that is another order block, which is where we have this point drawn on, sell side liquidity being taken. Man, price is just falling through the floor today. It's just, price is definitely distributing south right now. This is probably definitely a distribution phase. Hopefully we don't try to reach for all the way down here, because we probably won't get the trade today if that's the case. Oh yeah, no, I don't mean like the trades themselves contribute. I mean um, like we'll be able to make the trades and make the income to be able to in turn, put that money back out into society, into the economy in good ways, right? Um, but yeah, no, I get your perspective 100% too. And like yeah, I mean, electrical design engineering, that's probably, you probably have tons of purpose in that. That probably like is something you probably love to do too. But yeah, yeah, that's what I meant by that. I just meant like, so that way we have, like we're able to contribute to the economy instead of trying to, just scrape, enough to get by, and just, I don't know. I don't know. Who would lose if everyone knew how it works? Our brokers. Our brokers. Yeah, that's a good point, Gavin. That's a good point. Yeah, to pay it back, help other people with their learning curve, their journey. All right. You know what though? I don't need to have all of this stuff on. Look at how long we've been tracking this for. We've been tracking this for an hour straight. It's been taking liquidity for an hour straight. It's past 10 o'clock now. Just took even more liquidity. These buyers are bound to come in sometime. Oh no, don't say my bad. You're good, brother. No, you're 100% right. Like, we're not providing anything to the economy through the trades themselves. It's just when it gets taken out and put back into it. Um, but yeah, no, what you said is 100% true. Like, literally no one benefits off of us placing these trades, themselves. Look at that. If we weren't waiting for this extra confirmation, we had like 3 false breaks already. Yeah, 1, 2, and then 3. We would have lost 3 trades in a row on our way to try to make this trade happen. And then watch, it's probably going to give the true break or false break and true break, and then everyone who's been entering here it's probably going to go and show them that they were all right. They just got in too early. Let me see. Yeah, I don't honestly couldn't tell you my thoughts right now on that. I don't know. We could have our false break here, so I like the way this just formed actually. And the reason I like the way it formed is because if people aren't tracking the actual candle ranges, they wouldn't realize that this is a false break. And the more they can hide it, the better, right? They still have to show their hand technically, but if they can, do it in a way that, not everyone's really going to understand, it's going to make our entry all the better. Yeah, it kind of does seem like yesterday's trade. It just is. It's taken longer. Like yesterday, it faked a few people out before it gave us our entry. Today, it's been just dragging. In 3 different spots already, it gave people places to put their stops for it to take. We've got our false break. This is our 4th false break since sweeping 4 different areas of sell side liquidity. Our 4th false break. Yeah, Gavin, we better we better take off when it happens. I bet we will see a somewhat dramatic reaction when it does, just because of that very reason, Gavin. There's been so many fake outs. I think we'll just see price take off. Um, we'll see though. What it's been doing. That's what it's been doing. It just formed a fair value gap too, which I think fair value gaps are valid things to pay attention to. I think they are. Now, if you get the false break and a true break and fair value gap swarming, um, within the false break and true break range, I think it's super super powerful. All right, guys, we have officially a pretty interesting area for a true break. This is probably the most interesting true break potential we've had all day. So I'm gonna get ready to get in the trade if the price does come up and close above here. You can honestly, it almost feels like this is going to be the trade, just because I feel like price has been working towards this. We just got to be on our P's and Q's right now. Looking for a buy once we get the break. Oh, sure, you got in. When do you get in? You just got in? Hopefully we get the true break. Hopefully we get the true break. We could. We've got candles dancing in that fair value gap right now. Candles dancing in that fair value gap, which is also the false break. Yeah, I'm happy I didn't too. It looked like a good one. It did. It looked like a good one. This one, I don't know why. I feel like this one's gonna get. I feel like we're gonna get the true break on this right now. But my feelings aren't enough for me to get in. I need that extra confirmation. But I feel like it just. I don't know. It feels like it's coming. It's the calm before the storm, right here. The calm before the storm. So right now, this is where we're at. Alright guys, this is what we've been waiting for. This is what we've been waiting for. Let's see if it can go up. Yeah, it still is very bearish. The open and high, honestly, though, on the 15 is a liquidity void, so it didn't go higher at all. That could be a sign of it flipping soon, or price reaching there. It looks like a few candles, or I need to look at the Forex candles because yeah, see, no other candle did. It was just that one candle. That's why the IG candles trip me up. Thanks for being patient with me, guys. We're just hanging out together. This is how it's been a few times this week, waiting 2 hours. Okay. It could be happening. Technically, that's like a false break now, but at the same time, we'll keep this right here. Because this would still, since this stayed within this range, if price breaks above here, it would still be a true break. Because price stayed in the range. So we don't need it to like reform. It might though. If price doesn't go higher, then we'll have a true break like right here. If price doesn't go higher. I have to go to the bathroom so bad. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it did. It honestly, the price on the 15 did go as low as it needs to go. Um, oh yeah, so this is definitely going to be our true break now. So that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at. Yeah. Yeah, right there. False break, true break. Right? For real. Take the stream on the go. Alright. Make sure we're ready on Match Trader. What we've been waiting for all week. Buy Euro US dollar. It could be happening. Alright, I'm long. I am long. Officially long. We waited all morning. Try to get my stop loss on. Take profit on. The prop account, we don't even need it to go all the way, guys, because we just need a little bit to get funded. What price I get on the prop account? Inputs. Dang. Did I really get in at 89.9? Oh no, 89.2. I was like, what in the world? I was like, what a terrible entry. I thought it slipped me. Alright. Alright, guys. Oh, I should probably put my parameters on the actual Match Trader account. Stop level. Save. Take profit level. Okay. Save. Just make sure I got everything in order. All right, we're in this trade, guys. We don't need the whole thing. I'll show you guys. We don't need the whole thing to go for us to hit our profit target on match. So I'll drag it all over and stuff. So you guys can see right here we're at 54,540. We just need that to hit 55,000 and then we're funded. So I'm going to keep a tight eye on that right now. And then the cash account, guys, of course, we've got locked in right here. Yeah, we're locked in. Let's see the pattern, just so you guys can see it. Just so you guys can see the official pattern right here. Right here. Yeah, because that high was lower. Yeah, so if we see the pattern right here, this was our false break, true break, and the official candlestick pattern of the institutions to show us that they're buying. Ideally. Yeah, looks like we should be good. We should be good now. Yes, sir. We're still gonna wait patiently, but it's a good thing we've got going here. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'll leave everything on. That way you guys can watch the trade. But I will be right back. Oh, did price move at all? Nice, sure, you're up. You're up. A lot of waiting this week for these setups, but they happen. Yeah, I mean it's beautiful how these entries are happening, but we have to wait, a good amount of time for them. It seems like, but it does seem to be worth it. Oh. We might be close to getting funded right now. We're close to getting funded. We're not quite there yet. Thanks for sitting around with me, guys. Hanging out, waiting for these trades. See if we can't get it to go all the way for us now. Honestly, we can keep this close. It's not over till it's over, right? It's not over till it's over. Um, 105.11. It could. I'm not 100% sure. We're like $500 away from passing right now. We were like 300 away. Yeah, water. This is the first time all week we've seen price pull against us like this. I use right now I'm just using IG for the cash account, or they call themselves like by IG or TastyFX, so that's why it says TastyFX right here. I don't know why they call themselves both names, but it's just IG really. And then with the prop account, I'm on E8. It's good. It's good. Um I trade with them straight off of TradingView, so that's what you see in this left panel here. I don't really like their candlesticks, so I just use Forex.com's candlesticks, but because like their candlesticks, if you look on the 1 minute, they like gap all over the place. But their spread's zero point 0.8 pips with no commission. When I was trading with Forex.com, their spread was 1.5 to 2 pips with no commission. So this is literally half the cost, and I absolutely love it. They're so much better than Forex.com. So much better. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree. We'll see what happens. Given ourselves enough breathing room to get price to come back up, but we're playing around that quarter level 2 right now, the point 1.05. So it's a super important area. We broke through it actually, multiple times and played around it. Um, we'll see though, because technically we have to be trading back above that quarter level for TP to get hit. But that's not a problem in my eyes. Um, not really either. I've kind of just taken all I've learned all of SMC. I've learned all ICT. I've learned, all these things. Really, what I do boils down to liquidity, and then it's a more advanced version of a change of character, which is a false break and a true break. Just kind of looking for extra confirmation. So like smart money teaches you like that this is a change of character. I'm basically looking for one more break, just one more break, and then I get in. But it's just liquidity concepts. So I mean, it's technically ICT and smart, or it's really ICT. ICT teaches a lot of liquidity stuff. Um, but at the end of the day, it's not like any particular strategy from any of them. It's just kind of the concepts I've put together um, to take these trades. So just time, liquidity, and then false break and true break. I recommend ICT stuff. I do. I think it's super important to learn liquidity, fair value gaps, the different things in the market. If you get caught up in whether ICT is a good trader or not, like just remember, or like for a beginner, we just need to remember that it doesn't. No one else's results have anything to do with your results, and if a concept you can take from someone and apply it to your trading and you're making money from it, who cares if that person isn't making money from trading it? You know what I mean? So it's like you have to just take what is valuable to you and then just spit out the rest. And so ICT, whether he's a good trader or not, I don't know. I tried to look into it, couldn't really find it, but his concepts work. So at the end of the day, it definitely added value to my trading. Oh yeah, yeah, no, because that those wicks create the range. The open or the high and the low of the candles are sometimes the most important pieces of the Japanese candle. Hey, Sun Swap, it's good to see you. Yeah, no, we've been doing good, brother. We're crushing it this week. We're 4 for 4 right now. This is our fifth trade this week. Hopefully, we can get this to push up for us. And if we can, we'll be funded today. If not, we'll be back next week. But we're 4 for 4 right now. This is our fifth trade. How are you doing, brother? How are you doing? It's been a while since I've seen you in here. God bless you too, brother. Yeah, it's good seeing you. Yeah, we took a break too. Honestly, I just came back from a little break 2 weeks ago. And, we bounced back in a big way. We're going to carry this momentum into 2025 for sure. 100%. All right, guys. All right. These buys are happening. They've been waiting to happen all morning. They've been waiting to happen all morning. Literally, look at this. These buys have been waiting to happen all morning. I do both. I do both. I trade in the morning and then I work all day literally after I get off stream. I literally work for like I work remotely from home and I'll just work all day after my stream. I actually honestly you guys can't see it but I do a lot of stuff on my other screen while we stream and I work so I'm answering stuff too on my phone and stuff. But yeah. Yeah, I work still. I like it. I like it. I had to change my perspective about work a long time ago. Um, because I mean, like years ago, I hated work. And honestly, I had the only way I stopped hating work was by kind of just talking myself out of it. I was like, you know what, like, and really developed a work ethic when I came out of addiction and when I went into a program and they worked me like a dog and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I was tearing up tile, laying mulch, moving furniture all the time, like just like some hard labor for 9 months straight when I was in a program. And I developed a work ethic and part of it that helped me was I just started affirming, I like to work. Work's a good thing. It keeps me, responsible. It keeps me accountable, and it fills our time in a good way, right? Like if you read Ecclesiastes, in the Bible, it talks about how, work is a good thing when you're doing work you enjoy. So if you can find work you enjoy, it's actually one of the big blessings in life. A lot of people retire, or a lot of people go full time, into trading or something like that. And then they've got all this time on their hands, and then they don't know what to do with themselves, and it can lead to bad habits and a whole other world of problems. I'm not in IT. I kind of have been somewhat, but more of like more like I guess it would be like a affiliate marketing, not like myself as an affiliate, but like kind of connecting other people with brands and stuff like that. Um, so I just kind of assist in that area and some of that stuff on the side. Um, so I mean, let's look at what we've got going on here. Price created um, another false break in here. Now if we can come back above here, we'll likely hit TP. But we're already in the trade, so we don't even need to map all that out. This is what we're committed to. Just cool to see. It's 10:30 past our trading hours, so I mean, like the 10 a.m. it kind of initiated the reversal, like we were talking about earlier. Um, we can still get it. We can still get it. There's clearly a lot of sellers though, a lot of selling pressure. You know what though? I think the selling pressure is so strong and it's established itself for so long that it's really just trying to get people now to put stops maybe above, like you see like this rejection right here. Like that was a valid rejection of that price that you were talking about, Dovey. But at the same time too, like when you look at a chart and you see that, it's like, oh, that's a perfect spot to put your stop loss, right? And then even, again, right here, now it's like, oh, we're so like everyone that's been trying to buy has been getting stopped out, and they're like, we might as well sell right now. And I think that's what's happening, and I think that's why it's taking a little bit longer. But price already showed us that it gave a false break and a true break. So I'm just confident in price going up. I am. I really am. And unless price hits my stop loss, I'm confident in price going up. I think we got somehow. I think we got the exact same entry. We did. We got the exact same entry on the cash account as we did on the prop account. I just saw that. We literally have the exact same entry. Now with the prop account, guys, if we can get it to go up about 12 pips, I think is what we need. About it might be like 11 pips. If price goes up this high on the prop account, we're gonna close the trade because we'll be like funded. It'll have passed the audition phase for us. But on the cash account, I'm holding to 15 pips. Need everyone in the chat to go long. No, we would. Even if we had 2,500 people in here going long, it would not do a thing. That's how how much money is in the Forex market, especially Euro. Oh man. At least we're in the trade though, while we're waiting now. We were waiting for 2 hours. What time did we get in? We got in at 10:16. So we waited for an hour and 46 minutes before we even got into a trade. Watched it for an hour and 46 minutes straight. So let's see if we get paid for our time. Let's see if we get paid for our time. Oh, nice, nice. What firm are you with again? You're on 100K two face with FTMO, right? Do you take trade the next 2 weeks? Yes, that's a good question. So I will be in the markets the next 2 weeks. Now, are our setups going to appear every day? They might not because it might be lower volume. But if we take liquidity and it gives us a setup, we should be able to be in a good spot. Now, 15 pips, we're gonna just see how the volume is every day. We might not be going for 15 pips every day, but we're definitely gonna see how things play out. But I'll be here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember yesterday you were saying it was FTMO. That's pretty cool. All right. Well, if you're along with me, this thing should go up then. This thing should go up. All right. I'm gonna go make another coffee. You guys watch the chart for me. Let me know what's going on. I'm gonna have it on my phone, and just in case I need to come back and close out the prop trade. But that would be if it goes up like 11 pips. I'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes. Alright. Nothing yet. I was watching it. Honestly, I didn't even think we were in profit. Okay. Just to make this less cluttered. Probably draw this stuff out. Oh yeah, if we close above that high right there, price could take off. Yeah, like that's another true break in here. We just looked at it a little bit earlier, but price just gave another true break. Put that there. Let's keep it centered, so everyone can see. All right, Gavin. God bless you, brother. Have a good weekend, man. I'll see you on Monday, hopefully. I'll see you on Monday, brother. Yes, sir. We are looking good, finally. It wasn't for a minute there, I'll be honest with you. It wasn't looking good for a minute there. Because if we look at the last 5 trades that we won, like no drawdown, some drawdown. This is kind of like what's happening today, but it's happening a lot longer. Almost no drawdown, no drawdown, no drawdown. So we're just kind of like when we saw that we were getting like some bigger pullbacks like this, it did have me a little bit concerned because we haven't been seeing that lately, winning these trades like this. Usually it just goes straight to take off. But in this case it didn't, and now we just saw another false break and true break. So that's a good sign to see a second one of those. And if you guys want to know what I'm talking about, this was another true break within this little pattern down here. So we'll see. I think that's why we're seeing the candles move a little bit faster right now, is I think because maybe there's potentially some money going in. And it just created a fair value gap on the true break. And it's now respecting. Should go straight up from here. We still hadn't pushed enough though on either of these pushes to get funded. It's freezing in this house. Let me see something. Oh yeah, we didn't even barely push 1-to-1. Here it goes. Here it goes. It's about to take off right now. It's about to take off. We tapped into, look at where price is doing all this too. All 3 of these sell side liquidity. All 3 of these areas. It's been a long stream today. It's probably been one of the longer streams we've done in a while. Hopefully it's all it all pays off. Definitely feels like a Friday in the market. Yeah, it's like just it gave us the pattern, but it's like no institution put money in. It's like they forgot to get in. So we're gonna see what happens. Yeah, it's 100% moving different than the past few trades have moved for us. It just swept some liquidity, internal liquidity there on the 1 minute. Hopefully that's what it needs to go up now. We'll see. You know, if they are going to make a move up, ideally they're going to try to get as many people out on the way up. It might sweep these lows though. It might sweep. Because there's definitely stop losses below there. But at this point too, like just looking at things, probably built up liquidity right there that it all just took. I mean, I don't know if it just doesn't turn soon. Like it has everything it needs to go up. It really does. It just, if the money doesn't get put in for it to go up, it's not going to. And it does, I mean, we see that at our entry, some money went in, but it wasn't enough to keep pushing. It wasn't enough at all, and now it just took stop losses down there. So we're gonna let it play out. I mean, we've given it more than enough breathing room for us to get our move up, and we got in at the right time. We'll see. We just haven't seen any trades play out like this since we started trading this. So who knows? Maybe it's just something to pay attention to. Let me just drag everything though to the other side because it's kind of getting in the way. All right. Give it a little more zoomed in look. All right. You never want to trade on Friday. That's the thing though. Fridays sometimes can give good setups though. I have a love-hate relationship with Fridays when it comes to trading because I've had some crazy good trades on Friday. Um, I know overall sometimes they can be slower like this, and it's mainly because people are dumping positions for the weekend. That's the main reason. Um, but I've had enough good trades Friday to keep trading. Yeah, I would agree with that, Dovey. I would agree. And we just swept this has been building up for quite some time, and it even gave us our entry, and it just swept. So the way it swept though, it gave one sharp move down, meaning that could be kind of like a Judas swing, right? If we know what that is, and the Judas swing basically being an obvious, like a big sharp move to make everyone think that it's going one way, for it to just grab liquidity and then go the other. So when I see this, that's why I'm like, I mean, it kind of, as we're talking about it, it's kind of playing out like that. But a Judas swing would basically just be such an obvious swing in price that makes everyone think that price is going one way. And so everyone probably is like, oh, it just broke here, let's sell. It's like, well, it just probably just took stop losses, and now it might have the last piece that it needs to go up. I like that we're seeing at least some volume kick in right now. Like you just said, if it's going to go up, it has to go up now, because otherwise it's like now we're probably just targeting this liquidity down here. So if it's going to go up at all, you're 100% right. It's got to do it now. And so I like that we're seeing some volume, especially after taking those lows. And we took those lows and barely took them. When you barely take them, that is a good sign of reversal like that. Not a perfect sign, but a good sign when you barely sweep like that. Yeah, and we just inverted this fair value gap right now, which is super powerful for us. It is in another fair value gap, so we didn't invert. Like, there's plenty of fair value gaps in here, but just the fact that we even inverted this one is helpful. It's helpful. And not only do we invert it, but after a Judas swing, if we form a fair value gap, that could be big too, which, you know, it looks like we might not, but. And I mean, we're on the 1 minute, so like, it's like, is it really a Judas swing? I mean, price is fractal. We could say that, but it's you know, probably not like something to pay super close attention to. And now that we inverted this one, we also formed a fair value gap here. Basically looking for everything we can to justify our trade working, guys. I'm just playing around. We're not going to change anything based on this stuff. I'm just kind of narrating right now. I like trying to figure out what story the markets are telling. So even if I don't like make decisions based on some of the things I just said, I like to put it out there. That way I can understand what I'm looking at. And as I talk about it, it helps me understand it more. Yeah, in this case we would have got taken out. Let's see though if that matters. If this goes and hits take profit, then we're doing a very good thing by being conservative and hitting 1-to-1 instead of trying to choke out the trade, right? So if this trade wins, we'll 100% know that we did the right thing and that it paid off. And with a tighter stop too, we would have been targeting at least 1-to-2. And so we wouldn't have even pushed that yet. We would have pushed like 1-to-1 maybe, if that. I honestly wouldn't have even taken us out on the cash account because of the spread. So we wouldn't have even hit 1-to-1. We would have lost. Okay. Check me out right here. So we've got a false break right here. And now if price comes above this candle and closes above here, then we got a true break again. So just something to keep in mind on if we could potentially have price go up for us right now. If price closes higher than right here. With the volume that's kicking in kind of right now, we could probably see a nice... What the heck? Cancel. We could see price take off if we get a close above there. We could see it happen. Everything we've been waiting for, guys. All of you who have been in here with me. If we close above here, just get ready. I needed to close above, and it did. Alright, watch. Watch, price about to take off. It gave the Judas swing. It gave the sweep of liquidity. It gave the false break and the true break. It inverted a fair value gap. It gave us, it's printing other fair value gaps. Guys, if price doesn't go up from here, everything we've ever learned means nothing. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, I mean, if there was all the boxes to be checked, it just checked every single last box. So that's why I say get ready. Okay, yeah, that's a good point, Dovey. That's a good point. Yeah, I'll throw them out with you. Listen, it doesn't matter if this is a Friday or what day of the week it is. With everything that just happened, we're bound to go up. Bound to go up at least enough to get past this funded or this challenge account, that's for sure. We formed another fair value gap. We're tapping into it. This is what we've been training for. We've been waiting. We're gonna have to do a trade breakdown on this one today, and just the whole video is gonna be about, all right, can you wait 2 hours for your trade to happen, and then 2 hours while you're in it while it moves sideways? That's gonna be the breakdown. You wanted to take this trade, it's all you have to do is wait. Wait. I mean, we have been tracking price all the way down here all morning. The shift is bound to happen. Bound to happen. It's bound to happen. You know why we haven't taken off yet is because it's the algo still trading. We need the institutions to trade. Oh man. Honestly, I think we've inverted every fair value gap except this top one right here. We've inverted every last fair value gap on that move down. Except that top one right there. And we just respected and reacted pretty strong off of the fair value gap that's forming here. It's not the extreme fair value gap, but the extreme one would be like down here. But we gave it that's a nice reaction right there off of that. And it being in a true break, we gave, on a false break, we formed a fair value gap, and on the true break, we formed a fair value gap. And then price is reacting off of it. Like, they all, honestly, the last thing they're probably doing is probably just trying to build up that last little bit of liquidity, right here to get stops taken out. Everyone's probably just so set on sells because it's been happening all morning that it's going to catch everyone off guard when they start to buy. Because you can even see here, I mean, we're breaking lower, right? We're breaking lower, but now we swept with that swing lower, and then we gave a false and true break. So just trying to try to make sense of it all, but at the end of the day, it doesn't have to do anything. But we sure like it to go up. We sure like it to go up. Like, doesn't have to, but kind of has to, I hope you guys are ready to sit in this trade with me until no, I'm not even gonna say that out loud. I was gonna say until like 5 p.m. We're doing this until the market closes. We're hanging out today. We're gonna have to step out for a lunch break. No, I'm just kidding, but we've been in this trade a while. We got in an hour ago. We've been in the trade for an hour and we waited 2 hours for it to come. It's gonna go up though because look, it's a smart money trap, right? The smart money trap being that this demand was where everyone was putting their stop losses. That's what everyone's been trained to do, and it took everyone's stop losses. It did. It took everyone's stops. Honestly, though, too, if we do have to hang on to this trade later into the day, if people are just dumping their orders for the weekend, um, and things are getting slower, the rest of the day, since price has been going down significantly, and if people are taking profits down here that were in sell positions, what's that going to do? Price is going to go up just kind of naturally. So even if we leave this trade, on and it goes longer and longer, um, by the nature of what a Friday is and people or just pulling profits for the weekend, if people have been selling, they're pulling profits probably right around now, coming up to noon. It's 11 o'clock right now, but coming up to noon, they're taking profits. So I don't like, especially for the weekend, everyone's trying to be done for the week. I think even just naturally, we could see like if we don't get a nice clean push up, I think we could just see over the rest of the day, just price kind of gradually move towards our take profit. Um, I mean, if we're trying to take into account like the nature of a Friday and all that. Yeah, we might be holding. Pick up where we left off on Monday. No, I don't want that. If price closes above here now, I don't even know what to call that because we already had the false and true break. This would be like our third break. Now, if the third break happens, that's a confirmation that the market's not ready for the third break. The quadruple confirmation. We might get 10 breaks on our way to take profit today. What was that? Let me read something really quick. Oh, you guys must have started to. You guys must have went long finally. You guys must have finally went long, huh? When I look down at my phone, you guys start going long. You guys should have did this a while ago. No, I'm just playing. Um, Dang, 11-11. That's why. 11-11. Time to fly. We were waiting on Joshua. Yeah, we were. Joshua